hit a deer in my Z. Okay, so my brights work. My regular headlights don't. That's tragic. Look at that busted up headlight. Holy shit. I've never taken this off. Cool. So pretty much on the 300ZX, they have two screws that hold in a little bracket. This actually holds in the rubber seal, but the rubber seal is kind of dirty, and so is under the light. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off these brackets and clean under everything. Cleaned them all off, got them soaked in water. I cleaned the rubber seal off, got the entire headlight clean. I just wanted this thing to go in looking mint and clean and nice. Have that all clean, have this all clean. Just makes you feel good whenever you get done. You're like, damn, looks mint. Found some more broken pieces. All right, so what we need to do first whenever we're installing these headlights is these are two screws that are sticking out. These are gonna have a nut go on them, and these are gonna get bolted in. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get these first two lined up in the holes. Go ahead and try and get this thing tightened down and put this bumper back on. Jesus, she looks a mess. Boom, look at her. She's in. She's in. One thing I did notice is the couplers, the O-rings that go around these and these were not tightened at all. And then I noticed this is all cracked and blown out. I want to say this is why I had issues with my car bogging down and dying at startup, because there was a vacuum leak. I want to say this was letting in way too much air, and that's why it kept shitting on me. That was a long process of getting all of this back together. All I have left to do is put the nose piece back on, find the bolt that held up this end, and then put the wheel liner back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up while I finish looking for the last bolt, and then we'll be done. But I do need to get new tires. Oh shit, the wire's showing on that one. Headlight looking good. Got it all put back together, and I got the hoses tightened down for the intake. It did not fix the air issue. I keep cutting it on and it just keeps dying, but it'll still run and like drive if I'm on the gas and giving it acceleration, and if I warm it up. So not really sure why it keeps dying down and bogging down. Ignore all the stuff in my hair and all over my face. I don't know what I look like right now, but I'm gonna show y'all. Let the fuel pump kick on. It'll instantly kick on and then shut back down. It almost wants to stay running, but then it doesn't. But if I keep on the gas, it runs no issue. Here we go. It's a little bit cleaner. Please be quiet. Sounds like something's rattling or tapping. Everything for the interior of the Z is laying out ready to go. Now I just have to get the Z ready and take everything on the interior out so all the brand new stuff can go in. So all we have to do first, got a little poker here. All right, let's just pop these out. Can't remember how this comes out. Yeah, it just pulls out. I really need to invest in a drill because these things would be so much faster. All right, got all of the bolts off for the face of this, I believe. There's none up here, so normally there'd be two more bolts right up here, but both of mine have been broken off. So just go ahead and be very careful pulling this off. And we're gonna unplug the clock, even though it doesn't work. If anyone knows what to do so I can fix this clock so it actually works, let me know. Do I gotta solder something? What do I gotta do? So next thing we gotta do to take off this is remove these 2 bolts, and there's also a bolt. If you take the coin holder out, there's a bolt right here. Shift knob's gotta come off. Let's go ahead and get this up. All right, got this off. We're gonna put this in the back. Okay, so I grabbed the new one, and honestly the boot looks like the same condition around here, but the creases around the bottom are definitely way cleaner than mine, because on some of mine it is ripped. So I'm gonna run this one, even though I don't have the window warmers. I do have the mirror adjusters, but I don't have this one, so hopefully it'll all mount up the same. If not, I'm taking the loss. Go ahead and get that boot off. I think I'm gonna use this one for my car and just put all the pieces Frankenstein together, all the good stuff in here. But I want to go ahead and clean it before I get started on that. I'm ready to start putting everything on here to make it the perfect piece for inside my car. I have this leather care beeswax from Armor All that I'm going to use to clean the boot, just to get it nice and shiny before we put it back in on the car. Alright, so we got it mostly cleaned up. There's a nice shine to it. It wasn't going to restore it that much, to be honest, but it does look a lot better and healthier. So let's go ahead and get this put back on the car. Alright, so we got this put in place, and so now we're going to put this on top of it. Let's go ahead and put... I hope this still works. Let's go ahead and put this back in there. Boom. Actually, let's go ahead and clean it before we do that. Might as well, since we're here, get it nice and clean, make it look as good as possible. Boom. Alright, there we go. Alright, finishing touch. Boom. She's all done, ready to go back in the car, looking nice. Got a working cigarette lighter. Alright, so first thing I gotta do is get this cigarette lighter thingy disconnected. I believe this is how. Cool, got that one. Now I need to get this one. It says push. I assume this could be it. Boom. Now we got all 4 of these wires Gucci ready to go. So now that we have that done, I'm gonna go ahead and put this interior light together. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, and this goes on the dome light. I was missing it. Shout out dude with the Z part out from the last video. Goated. So I'm gonna clean this up. Look at that. Ready to go back on the car. I believe I'm gonna double check to make sure this light bulb works, because these are prone to breaking, and I'd rather have this replaced if it doesn't work before I put it on, just so if I ever have to take it back off, I don't fuck around and find out. It looks like the person before me broke it off, so I'm gonna go ahead and unscrew this screw they left in, and we're gonna get this mounted up the right way. But first we have to make sure it works, so we're gonna go ahead and plug this in. It's blue. What the fuck? Why is it blue? So we're gonna leave it like that for now until we get a new bulb, which isn't gonna be today. It'll probably be, I'll probably order one. Yeah, and then it's just gonna look like that. Why the fuck is it blue? That's so funny. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this in the garage with me and try not to lose it, because I have to get a new light for that. But we're gonna go ahead and keep moving on. So we just got back from the Z part out, and I wanted to show you everything that I got, because the guy gave me an absolute killer deal, and I have to show you guys. First things first, we got a new radio interface. I had to take this off because I have an aftermarket radio head, but all of these tabs are fixed. They're not broken, so I need this. All of my tabs are broken except one, so my entire radio bezel piece is being held in by one screw. Next thing that I got was a mint tail light. It's got both of these ends over here, which is really crazy that this survived, because the whole entire front end of the car was smashed, but somehow the fog lights and one of the headlights survived. Last thing I'm going to show you before I tell you how much I got all of this for, but this next one's going to knock your socks off. We got adjustable coilovers for the Z. I'm so excited to put these on the car. I've never done adjustable. I do have to clean them up a bit, grease them up, because they're a little rusty on some spots. But other than that, he cleaned these up really nice, and I cannot wait to put these on the car. So we've got the T-top in the garage. What we need to do is take off the shade for it. Just twist this off, and we have to get this taken off. So the first thing I'm gonna do is try and get all of this sticky tack putty stuff off that was connecting it before. Just clean it up as much as possible. Somebody really used sticky tack to try and get this off. What the hell? All right, so we got it cleaned off as much as possible. I didn't alcohol it, but I feel like we'll be chilling, we'll be fine. Make sure it's in the right spot. Get it real flush in that bitch. So we got it set in the exact spot we need, but it is a little bit dirty. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up the outside. I don't know if you can tell, there's a giant spot where people rest their knee. So I'm gonna redo all this, the glove box. I'm gonna do this under here and the door cards, as well as redoing the, you just find a corner that's lifted up. And first things first, I'll go around and get all of this off the back lifted. We'll just keep her going. So once you get all of the back lifted, I think it's easiest if you just peel it like this, and then everything just starts coming with it. So we have everything taken off of this. Now I'm gonna get my little station ready. It's easier if you have a little routine. So we're gonna set this up. All right, so we're all set up. We're gonna go ahead and cut our piece to match. What I'm gonna do is just lay it over it. Just cover every corner, have a little nice overlap on each side. Not like a ton, because you don't wanna just like waste material, but enough to where you can get a nice cut on it and you don't have to worry about it being too small. All right, we got it set exactly how we need it. So what I'm gonna do is just take half of it and fold it this way. Just because I like to do half and half at a time. So I'll do this half, roll it over, flip the other side, do the other half, and y'all just gonna watch. Y'all just gonna have to see. So we're gonna do enough sprays till we get like a tint of white. Then we're gonna take this, let it dry a little bit. Gotta let it dry for just a couple of seconds. Then we're gonna take it and we're gonna slowly just roll it down here. We don't want any creases, any bubbles. You don't have to be like the most gentle. I mean, it's just gluing down fabric. Now we're gonna flip this side over, put the glue on this side, and then press it all down. And then we're gonna cut out these shapes after it's actually done, because it'll just be easier that way than trying to do it before. Now we're gonna do a light coat over that. Let it get sticky, let it get tacky. And then we'll flip it over. Cool. It's pretty boring once you do it for a while, but it's a freaking game changer, okay? I'm telling you, it's a freaking game changer. Flip that over. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, this is looking real good. Now we got an X cut in there. It's just gonna help us tuck each of these back and create a nice seam on it. You're gonna spray this, let it get tacky, and then we're going to fold each of those sides back and it'll create like a nice seam. Should be tacky enough. We're gonna go ahead and flip it in. Hell yeah. Now we got all the sides laid down on that, so the hole is looking very nice, very lovely. I believe this is the piece that came out of here. Yeah. A little bit of a mock-up of what it's gonna look like. That'll help me set the glue down and let it stick. All right, and so what we need to do to finish this piece off is just get the edges pressed down all the way. And this will be probably the easiest part, so I'll just go ahead and do that real quick. We're gonna go ahead, let this sit out, bake, dry, do what it needs to do, and we will continue moving on to the next. Good morning. It is currently the next day, trying to get this stuff done. Last night I did not finish what I said I was going to finish. I was too tired, too sleepy. But what I did notice was on the last two panels that I have to do, it is cardboard. It's like a wooden cardboard type mess under it. And then when I peel it up, it actually like takes off the fibers of the cardboard that's under it. You can see it. And I don't want to risk like pulling chunks out of this thing. So what I'm gonna do, I did a little bit last night. I'm going to glue it back down and I'm gonna put the wrap over this. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the extra material that I have. Hopefully this will fit these two. It should, I don't see why not. But let's go ahead, get this cut down into shape. I'm ready to get this over with. I'm not gonna lie, I've been working on this. This is the third day I've been working on this. And I'm so fucking tired. I'm so ready to be done with it. So we did not get it finished before I ran out of spray. So that's what me and Apollo are gonna go do now. I don't actually know if he's gonna go with. I'm just gonna run to Walmart real quick. All right, we're back from Wally World. Little shopping haul of what I got. For one, I got another power stripper in the garage so I can have one right over here. Sorry, dude. Then I got some better adhesive. I got some high strength. This says 90. Low, medium, high. We're gonna do low first. What I'm gonna do now is try and push the fabric all the way through to the other side and then try and stick it all on this side up here. All right, so we've got a good majority of it. I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the worst panel out of all of them that I've done, and I think it's because I kept it on here, which actually I realized what I could probably do. I could have just removed it, and then now that I have a high strength contact adhesive, I could have just glued it back together. There is a chance in the future I'm probably redoing this panel, but this is what it's looking like. The reason I want to redo it is because the little seam is very off. I'm gonna see how the other seam does gluing it together, and if it holds and it sits there fine, then I will come back through and remove all these staples and do it the proper way. But that is going to be probably a thing of the future. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off camera here in a minute. I'm gonna clean the garage out, bring the Z in here, take the seats out, and get started on something exciting. Stay tuned. Like, I can't describe what this looks like in real life, but it's black. Like, it's like this is what it looks like in real life right now. Maybe a little bit. I'm turning the darkness down on my phone. Like, this is what it looks like, and over there is the same way. Oh my goodness. I love it. So I just came out here to check on it, and it's actually dry to the touch. So even though it's only been like 20 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead, put some more dye in the spray bottle just to have a more concentrated, more dark color, just for the last one, just to get it, you know, like super deep. We're going for jet black on this thing. The dudes, it looks so good. 5 guys all at once? Damn. Here, brother, she just back, stop.
Hey man, watch this.
I don't know, dude.
Watch this. Who needs change anyways? But watch this. See this? See it?
What's the juice?
Our goal for the 100 subscriber special is get the Z out of the garage and driving on the street, do some rollers, take some shots, take some photos, because soon enough this car is going to look completely different. And again, I'm not trying to spoil too much, but I need some before photos. So let's go ahead, get these wheels off, get them loaded in the Corolla, take them to Walmart. I do have to do a little bit of shopping because I may or may not have messed up one of my lug nuts. So what happened here is I went to step on the tire iron and I actually slipped off of it, and it actually bent this down. That looks crazy. Look at this. All the way across. No curveball. It's just straight gas. Y'all can see this one is not as bad as the left. Look at that. This one's still got some meat on it. I could probably still run this for a little bit. So I noticed on this side we actually have an upper camber arm, I believe this is. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. It's actually only on the passenger side too, because this side does not have it. It's stuck over on this side. Look at all of these rings. This is the boot. The boot has completely disintegrated into a bunch of tiny little rings. What the heck? So what I'm thinking I have is a toe issue. Now obviously the passenger side isn't as bad as the driver's side, so there's a chance that it could be a lot worse on the driver's side. Sometimes I think I need a work truck, but then I realize I have a Corolla and she can do all that stuff. So the Corolla is now my new work truck. Got them all nice and fitted in here. Ready to go. I hope the video quality also looks a lot better on this video because I've changed a couple settings and I started using a new editor. So hopefully my videos start looking how they're actually supposed to look like. I feel so cool. Look at that. I love this. I love seeing this. Also, what we're going to do whenever we have the tires back at the house is we are going to clean these really good and clean the under suspension, undercarriage area and get that bitch looking real nice. So I had an idea while I'm down here cleaning this up. I like the black look on this, but I think I might go get some like truck bed liner and line this up and clean the insides of it and just make it look really deep on here so everything else is accented, like the wheels and stuff like that. It's actually the next day. These look fantabulous. Big fan of how it came out. Smashing my peanut butter and jelly for breakfast. Let's go check out the other side. Boom. It looks beautiful in here. If you notice, all of my brake calipers are red, except the back one. It looks like it got painted with shit. So we're gonna fix that just so they all match, because right now they do not match. But I'm gonna clean it first. Obviously, I'm not gonna spray it with dirt, but let's go ahead and clean it up. So I used an engine degreaser to get it off, and it's actually taking off some of this white coating that's on top. I'm not sure what this is, but it's not acting like paint. I don't know. Alrighty, we got it painted. It looks decent. It looks alright. Basic brake caliper, a little bit of running. But we did it. Definitely should have just put the coils in here. Anyway. She's in, sorta. I gotta bolt it down. I'm cleaning these off before I put them in the car. Ain't no way. It's the next day. It's ugly and rainy. I got these done. It is cars and coffees today, so that's what our plan is, to get the car to cars and coffee. So first things first, we gotta get these bolts for the seat put back in. I want to say it's these, right? Do I have to use a washer? Do you think I should use a washer? We use washers. I'm not sure though. Look at that blue stitching on that leather there. Looks so sick. I can't wait till I get the shift boot and the e-brake boot all done, because I'm also going to do blue stitching on it. Maybe try to find another steering wheel that matches. Uh-oh. Got a bloody cleaner on it. You have to let it keep. What's up, guys? Come here often? Oh, you know, just putting some bolts back into my seat. Nothing crazy. These are a lot easier to put in. I definitely think I got rubber on the other threads, because these just went in easy peasy, lemon zest. There we go. I need a better ratchet, because this ratchet is ratchet as fuck. just driving it feels so brand new. Yes, the door card does not match, but don't worry about that. It doesn't matter. But everything, because the steering wheel is a little new, this is a little new. I haven't had this on here before, so that's, I guess, a little plus. And then also these, which don't mind the alignment or the fitment. I did my best. I love it. I'm such a fan of how it came out. As you've seen in a couple videos ago, I did replace this headlight, but I did not put any bulbs in it, so that's what we're going to be doing today. So on this side, the high beam one is out. The reason for this is because I used the high beam over there just for the meantime, a couple of dry nights whenever I needed to drive the Z. And this one is currently still in here. Let's go ahead and get this one out if we can. There we go. These are the low beams. You can tell because it has the little gray thing on the tip. The high beams do not have that. Alrighty, I've got the low beam plugged in. If we flip this switch, there we go. Got this one plugged in. Let's go ahead and flip the switch just to make sure that one is still working. Can you see it? Little bitty light. There we go. Alrighty, so our regular lights are working. Let's go ahead and see about the brights. There we go. Look at that. Back at the house now with the Z. Huge shout out to Austin. His links will be in the description. That was phenomenal. Again, he did it last minute too. We were supposed to meet up Sunday. It's actually Wednesday, so it's a whole like half of a week early. But I decided I want to get as much of an early start on getting this paint prep done because I really want to make sure this car is done in time for Tunerfest. I'm giving us 4 days to knock out all of this paint work, but I don't even know if that's going to be enough. So I want to get done with as much prep as possible beforehand. And God said, let there be light. So I just noticed something with the side marker. This one's sticking out and this one's not. So we have to take this, feed it through down here. Boom shakalaka. And we put the little rubber stopper. Boom. Boom. So I made a mistake of closing the trunk when the lock was off, so now I can't get it open. But little trick for anybody out there who just wants to know, if you pull, I can fit my hand through here only because my taillights are out. But if you reach your hand through here, this thing right here, you just pull that and it'll open right up. Boom. And that's how she's gonna sit. It's pretty tight. I just needed to cover up these holes, and I feel like I did a pretty good job at that. Look at this. It looks so good. I got it nice and cleaned off. Hardly anything on it from the road grime. I do need to clean this part, but I need to flip it to do that. Let's go ahead and just start scuffing up this surface. I'm actually really liking the matte look of this, low-key. With the lights, it actually helps me see a lot better where I haven't scuffed at. Holy crap. We're almost done though. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the rest, and then I will be right back whenever we're done. So I've got a decent amount done. It's getting pretty smooth. What I am doing is trying to take all the texture off because I don't want the texture. But I will say this is going to be a long process. I just lightly scuffed over everything. Hands are filthy now. My bumper looks a little messed up right now. Yeah, that's stock. This is where we're at. We got these honed out. All smooth, all honed out. Ready to go for some new piston heads. Look at these. Boom. Put it above the ears, below the ponytail. So I have a little idea because the 120 grit is not powering through this fast enough. So we're going to take this off. Or this is a lower grit than the 120. It's just not knocking it down enough. So we're just going to do this and try to knock it out a little bit faster. We got almost all of this sanded down. My mom had to come bring me another orbital sander because I broke that shit. And look, we're almost completely done getting the big old uglies off. Oh no. This bitch is done. Like, she's ready to go. She's smooth as shit. You've never seen a stock 300ZX bumper look like this, right? Okay, you see how all this is smooth, sanded down flat, no more texture? I'm thinking of just paint stripping everything that's on the red and keeping the texture on this. Because I feel like it would look-y be a vibe. I don't know. You probably won't be able to tell that much. I don't know. I just want to try it out. And if I don't like it, then I suck at my job.
It's good.
Word. What do you think, Apollo? Oh, what do you think? Okay, he doesn't care. Zeus, what do you think, baby?
You're stepping on all this shit, aren't you?
He's just, happy to be here. Ollie, what do you think? Come here. Tell me how it is, brother. He said, oh God, I'm scared. What do I do? He's just fine. He is.
Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me.
Boom. Looks great.
I don't want to.
Let me see your hands. Caught red-handed. So I had a little mishap. So I was trying to use this and I was kneading it and it blew its ass out. So
It's like the deer.
I saved as much as I can in this bag. And then put some on this little dent that I had. I wanted to show y'all, but forgot to do that. Look, he's using the leftover. I mean, look, it's a smart idea. Just filling all them holes. Here, do you like these holes? Do you like those holes? You don't like them?
I like all my holes, Maddie.
Okay.
They're all fancy and they're all needed.
Okay. Don't be like me and just get rid of them. Isn't there supposed to be an antenna here or something? Anyway, we're going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back and sand it. Might have to do some more putty on top of it, because I think I see a little dip. But I'll wait. Alright, this was a rust spot, and I knocked it down. The paint was like bubbling, and it looks a lot better, but I noticed there's like a pinhole in it. So I'm going to try and sand it down as much as I possibly can, get all this gone bye-bye, and do this to it. So we got the hatch in this bitch. Oh, we got the hatch in here. We're taking off all these little panels, everything, so we can sand this down. I think the part I'm most scared for is that. John broke my hatch. All right, we got the first layer. It's like 2 or 3 done. I found another primer that I just put under here on like all the open stuff. That's all gonna get covered up, so I didn't care too much. But we got 1 layer of primer done, wherever it went, right here. Got this done, and then I need to pick up more. John doesn't know how to cook and drive.
Oh, my bad. Camera's on.
Whoa. Brake checked. Oh, there is no lights in here. Look, we got cookies.
There is light. It does turn on. I just don't want to because it drains the battery.
Yeah, flash it for 2 seconds. Boom. Look at that, cookies. All right, bye. It's currently the next day. John left last night. I didn't really get too much work done, but today, hopefully, we can start putting some paint on here because all of this is covered up enough that the blue is going to be completely fine. I'm not really worried about, you know, the red being on here because this is going to all be covered up. All of this has trim over it. So I really just focused on getting the primer all around the edges and on everywhere that it's really going to be important for it to be. But all the middle stuff where the trim's going to be at, I wasn't really too worried about that. Alrighty, so we got the door open, we got the light coming in, and I gotta admit, it looks freaking good. So John had a really good idea last night, and I wanted to run it past y'all, but he made a comment how my entire interior is black. That's like the whole color thing we're going for. We deepen the carpets, we deepen the suede. So he was talking about also painting the bottom of the hatch black. Even though you can't see too much of the under of the hatch in the car, you can still see a little bit whenever you open the hood, all that stuff. So I'm thinking today we will tape off the edge of this, and then all the under pieces will be black that will match the trim, and then on the top out here is where we will do all of the blue. We got what we needed. Primer, black. We got our can. We're gonna test it out. Good thing I'm testing it out on the bottom of this because it's not like super important. I don't really care too much. Care a little bit. Wait a minute. We can't start. I didn't finish taping it. Alrighty. Alright, we got everything taped up. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. Starting to clear. All right, that looks like a good first coat. I think that looks pretty nice, pretty spicy. Alrighty, it's been a couple minutes, probably like 10-15. We're gonna go ahead and hit this with another spray and hopefully call it good after that. I'm not sure. Now that we've got the second layer done, we're gonna go ahead and start peeling off the tape. Now we're gonna take this off. It's been a couple minutes since the paint's dried, so I'm not worried about any of this falling into the paint. Alrighty, got that off. She's looking good. She's looking real freaking good. Alrighty, first things first, let's get these electronics put back in. This side is gonna have to go through here and come out right here. And now the interior of the hatch is completely done. I hope this stuff works because I was not impressed with the black. We're done with the first layer. I'm gonna go ahead and do a second layer and then we're gonna throw it outside. Bring the hatch over here, take that up, prime it down, and then move on to the core. I want everything primed by the end of the day, so then maybe tomorrow or tonight I can set it up as a paint booth, and then tomorrow we paint everything. That's the goal. Got it all cleaned off. Everything's looking good. Not gonna touch it because we're about ready to prime it. Sorry for the shitty lighting. It's pretty hot outside, so the door's not getting open. But I think we're about ready to paint this hoe. Hatch got all primed. Bumper got all primed. Now we move on to this. Oh, hello, John. You don't have to back away from being. What the fuck? Anyway, we got this little Bondo mix filler body thing, whatever the hell in it. Just trying to fill in this corner that we lost whenever the wreck happened. But we got it sitting out. It's very pliable right now. So we're going to let it sit and bake in the sun. We're not going to touch it. And while we wait on that, we're going to do some other small things around here to prepare for paint. Oh, and I also have to do this up here. I have to finish sanding that. Boom. She's close. Not quite there yet, but close. It's time to paint the car, but only this section.
Unedited, raw, sped up footage. The footage ain't sped up. She just is.
So good.
That's fucking sick.
It's got some orange peel, but don't you sand that out?
Yeah. You sand it and buff it out.
Ooh, look at that. That's like, sorry.
No,
that's it, dog.
that is it. It's just, yeah, just buff.
Mom, Mom, come look at what I did. You like it? Beautiful. You can't even tell where you did it. Except there's like a little spot right there and a little spot right there. And I'm sorry, that's really fucked up. It's okay. I want y'all to tell me where the hell this is blended at, because you can't see shit. Oh, that looks beautiful. Gorgeous. So put on some Bondo, for this corner so we can rebuild it. It's still not dry yet. It's a little tacky, but while that dries, I'm gonna go ahead and start sanding this so we can blend the old paint with the new paint. And while I was gone, dropping off the Corolla, the rental, Johnny boy done putting some work over here, getting it all smoothed out. Once I get this done, we're gonna go to this and then clean everything up and get ready for paint. Alright, I'm gonna stop about right here. Can't really work into that too much. Looking clean. Montage. Bacon. Gangster move. So I didn't feel like blending it. I'd rather just put a new clear over all of this because it was ugly and gross and messed up. So we're gonna wet sand all of this down. What you doing, baby boy? Pilo below. What you doing, baby boy? What you doing, baby boy? Huh? You doing? Hello. I missed you today. We're literally almost done, bro. We're literally almost done. Got a nice little mix of Bondo made. I used plastic and taped it down to my desk. That's the easiest way I found to mix Bondo. All these little pinholes are air bubbles that got in the Bondo. So this is what we're trying to avoid now by smushing it like this. These air bubbles, which is drying up really fast. So need to move a little bit quicker. Toxic. I did get it done. We're gonna take 3000 grit, just a little piece, and wet sand all over this and get it ready for paint because that is up next. Sun is finally going down. Got the primer all sanded, looking good. Now it's time to throw on the first layer of paint. Dude, already having just the first couple layers, you can already see the vision. This car is gonna look sick. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. This is coming along great. I'm gonna give this a little bit more time to dry. And we'll just keep going, laying it down. Dudes, it's so close. But I'm gonna let this dry and then see how it looks whenever I'm done. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the hatch. I went ahead and cleaned it off. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I think I'm gonna do the edges first, around here and around here. And then we'll come in and we'll do nice even strokes all across the board. Gonna let that first coat dry. This is about a third of the way empty, so if I'm being 100% honest, I don't think we're gonna have enough paint to get the bumper. gonna go ahead and crack open this third can of spray paint. We're gonna put it on here, and then we're gonna leave it alone for the night. I think we did a good job. We got nice coverage all along the paint. It's looking nice. I am saving the rest of the paint in the can to finish the bottom right here. It's just the middle part, and then we will be completely done doing it. But I think I'm gonna have to wait tomorrow for John to get here so we can put it on the car, and then that's whenever I'll finish that end piece, because I can't really reach it from there. You can see me on it. Then all back here got done. I gotta let the clear cure for about a day or two before I can wet sand it. Still have to do this one, so I'm about to do this one here in a minute. I just went ahead and did that one off camera. I was kind of like learning techniques, trying to figure out what I should do. And I also realized I probably shouldn't have put this down yet, because I still need to spray clear on it. But hopefully we can do that while it's on the ground. Again, didn't have enough to do the bottom bumper. But I have that blue bumper, so I feel like just running it for now while everything's blue so it all matches. And then ordering more paint. It's been a couple of hours. I let the clear dry as much as it could, but I'm probably just going to leave it over here. But I'm probably just going to leave it in here for the rest of the night. I'm going to go ahead and take all of this off so we can see it now that the clear coat's done. Everything is good to go. The hatch looks great. Can't wait to put it back together on the car. I think the blue came out decent. I mean, you can see that there's some slight imperfections in the clear coat, which that's why we're going to be sanding it down with 3000 and 5000, I believe, to kind of smooth all that out and then buff over it, and it should look good as new. So I don't know if you remember seeing, but we actually had to snip the wires that went to the third brake light. Now we have to splice those wires that we cut back together. Got all of these ends spliced off. We're gonna go ahead, do these, and then we will get to butt connecting. So we've got the blue and green wire twisted together. We're throwing the heat shrink over it, and then we're going to take a lighter and shrink that up. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other ones off camera because my phone keeps overheating because it's so hot outside. The temperature just keeps rising. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock this out, and we'll be right back. So before we can get started on doing the hatch, I have the hinges here, and as you can see, they're still red, and the car is no longer red, so we're gonna have to fix this. What we're gonna do is clean these up with soapy water. I have both of them, and I don't really feel like buying any more spray paint, and I'm all out. I don't have any black, and I want these hinges to be black because I want them to match the under part of the hatch. But I do have black Flex Seal. It's a liquid rubber, so I'm just gonna use that. There we go. Got all of it painted up, got the hardware, got the hinges. Now I'm gonna let those sit for about 20-30 minutes because it is rubber, so it's gonna take a lot longer. I'm gonna go inside, edit a video, and leave that to rest. So the bolts turned out really freaking good. I'm really excited with the way these turned out. Those are gonna look really good under the hatch. Something I also need to note about these bolts is that whenever we go to put everything together, it's gonna be a very loose fit. That way we can get the alignment on the hatch proper. Because I don't know if you guys knew this, but it was not properly aligned last time, and there was a big gap in between it. So we definitely want to get that figured out so it doesn't look too bad, especially if we're putting all of this work into making it look really nice. I want that gap to be fixed because it was my least favorite thing about the car so far. You want to help me? You want to help? He was just all in my face trying to help. Oh, see? Good boy. Oh, okay. Okay. You want to help? I'm biting my ear off. You know, just big chillaxing. You're so handsome, boy. You know that. I think you know that. Ooh, hot ass breath. I don't know if I've told you guys or not, but on this driver's side where the side marker goes, it got pushed out a little bit too much, and actually the side marker makes contact with the metal right here. You can kind of see a little witness mark. We're gonna go ahead and hammer that in, and that way we can put on our new side markers because those have to be ran for Tunerfest. So let's go ahead and get some wax on this. That should be hammered in just enough so the side marker doesn't touch it. The British are coming. Alrighty, we found all of the hardware, so now we are going to get the hinges mounted up on the hatch, and then hopefully whenever Dana gets here, she will help me put the hatch back on the car, and then I can hopefully do the rest of it by myself. And now that we have some time to kill, let's go ahead and get these taillights put on the car. But guys, I think those look sick. Oh my goodness. That is absolutely gorgeous. We have some heartbreaking news. I was out here trying to get the Z ready and a little tuned up all on the back so I can surprise you guys with it. And Apollo came outside and he stepped on my third brake light and he broke it. But the car is coming along great. So it is the next day. I know we broke the third brake light last night, but it's not gonna hold us back because the Nissan 300ZX is done. I know it doesn't look perfect, and I know she has some little things about her that need adjusting, like the fact that I don't have the side markers on yet. I messed up the paint a little bit. The fitment on the trunk needs adjusted still. This bumper is actually the bumper that was on the car whenever it got wrecked. And I didn't have enough paint to finish it completely. So I went ahead and just left it like that. I think I'm about to get in trouble. And another thing is the bumper on the car is actually the one that was in the car during the wreck. I just also realized my license plate is falling off. I wonder if it fell off at the house. So we just left the BMV. I came here for two reasons. For one, my license and my wallet is missing. I'm pretty sure I left it in the rental car last week. And then also I had to get a new plate because mine is missing off my car and I just don't want to chance it. So went ahead and just ordered a new one. So now I have a temporary tag on my window. Now we can go back to work and chill for the rest of the day. Today is Tunerfest, but I have some heartbreaking news. We will not be taking the Z to Tunerfest. Please excuse the birds. Apparently I live in the middle of the woods. Actually, no, I don't live in the middle of the woods. I just have birds living in my house, but that's okay, they pay rent. And what makes this so heartbreaking is that there's not only one, but two belts that are having problems. One is the power steering belt, and number two is the AC belt. With it being so hot and with the car being full black interior, running no AC on a car like this is not ideal, and I don't want to be doing that, especially driving it 3 hours away from home. It is not all bad news though. Today we are picking up a little gift for the Z. While we were at Tunerfest, we were meeting somebody down there, and we are going to be getting a special piece for this car that I really feel is just going to make it look a little bit better. This thing looks fucking clean as hell. Damn. They were supposed to have two-step in this parking lot as well as limbo, and nobody showed up. Those guys are. I'm pissed. I was so excited for the two-step. So excited for the two-step, and nope. I want one of these. Look at that. I want that little bite. So bad. They're big. I want some who is she? I said, oh my goodness. It's the next day. I had a great time at Tunerfest. Sadly, I did not get to see any two-step or car limbo. It kept getting postponed to later in the evening, and I live a couple hours away, so I couldn't really stay that long. But nevertheless, I still had an amazing time. Also, while I was down there, I picked up something for the Z, and I cannot wait to show you guys. This is a KBD front bumper. I know, I'm pretty sure those are reps. I don't actually know much about body kits, but it looks fucking sick. Look at it. It's so cool. That's gonna make my car look beautiful. I don't know if I've actually told you guys, but I've never been to a drift event before. And this weekend, whenever I went, I fell in love with it, and I kind of want to do the Z as a drift build. Now, I never really knew what I wanted to do with the Z whenever I got it, but this past weekend, I think I figured it out. So what I want to do in the future is twin turbo swap this car. I don't know if I want to go stock twin turbos or if I want to do upgraded twin turbos. I might go upgraded if I'm just going to spend the money and I want to drift this anyway. I want to push as much power as I can out of it, but that's going to be a thing for the future, because for me to do that, I'm going to have to tear this engine apart and refresh a bunch of stuff. But this bumper is going to look so sick with a twin turbo swap, because I think what we're going to do is intercooler in the middle and then oil coolers on the outside, and then of course fog lights and turn signals, all that jazz. I think it's going to look sick. Shout out to Michaela, the girl I got this bumper from. She actually met me at Tunerfest with it. I messaged her over a month ago to see if she would hold it for me, and she did, and she came through. I'm so excited to get this bumper on the car. I also wanted to apologize because I know the whole reason I made this series of rebuilding the Z was because I was going to take it to Tunerfest. But she's got a couple issues going on with the engine, such as belts, AC, and power steering. I didn't want to take her a couple hours away and something go wrong. So I just got a rental because I really wanted to experience it. I wanted to bring you guys along. And I still had to pick up my bumper. So it was a win-win situation. My new plate came in for my car, so we're going to do that now. I ran past the hardware store and grabbed proper hardware that's going to help us keep this plate on the car. Because I don't know if I showed you guys, but in the last video, whenever my plate fell off, the reason why it fell off is because I believe one of the clips broke that keep the plate on. So the clips that I'm talking about are these ones right down here. This one, as you can see, is still in there, but this one is broken off. I'm not sure where it went. I don't remember if it was like this whenever I put it on the car. But what I did is I got 2 bolts, 2 nuts, and 4 washers. You can already assume what I'm going to do with this. A washer on each side, and we're just going to use a nut and a bolt to hold it on. I feel like this way it'll hold it a lot better, and I won't have to worry about it falling off in the future. And it's just nice to put new hardware on a car, especially because I went to the hardware store and I got to pick out this whole set myself, and it only cost me about $3 or $4, which isn't bad, especially if I'm getting all of this to hold my plate on my car, because I'm tired of losing them. I also never even checked to see if these would fit, and they don't. That's so funny. So I can actually screw it into the plate itself. It will literally like go through it. So I'm about to just do that. Take the bolt, I'm gonna put a washer on it, And I'm gonna thread this through the plate right here, just like this. And I'm gonna get it all the way flush with the plate, and then we are going to put the rest on the back whenever it's on the car. All right, we're under the car now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my washer. Go ahead and set it on here. Grab our nut. We're going to slide it right like that. Be super careful because the plate does want to fall through the back of it. But there we go. Got it nice and tight a little bit. Take our other washer. Put it on this side. Here we go. Grab our other nut. And there she blows. All right, next thing up is we've got the clear side markers. Sad news, we aren't gonna be able to run it on this side because this did not want to come out with any heat. I think I'm just gonna have to wait until my bumper is completely painted to do that side. But I just wanna go ahead and mock it up over here just so we can see what it looks like and pretty much have a complete car. Don't mind my missing center cap. Now the side markers did come with the bulb in it, but I'm just gonna go ahead and run these because I have the clear lights in them, and we are gonna keep these ones that came with the markers as a backup. Go ahead and try and maneuver this with one hand. Easy dub. Oh, maybe. There we go. Now let's go ahead and slide her in. Oh my God, this is the wrong side. I'm stupid. Okay. Whoops. Let's try that again. This is the one we should be putting in the car. All right, let's try this again. See if I can do it one-handed this time. There we go. Slide that in there. Boom. Let's get this little screw out of here. We can mock it up with. Beep boop this. Maybe this will work since I don't have a screwdriver. Yeah. Innovation at its finest, people. If it fits, it ships. Look at that. That looks so good. Let's go ahead. Boom. That looks so good. We need to take that temporary plate off. She ain't supposed to be on there no more. Oof, come here. Boom. Say out with the old. Oh no. Oops. In with the new. Y'all can't see it. Also, I need your guys' opinion. Whenever I put this new bumper on my car and it's all paint matched, should I make it a quick release bumper or should I just leave it alone and mock it up like stock? Y'all let me know in the comments below. Still so upset that this didn't end up pulling through. I set for like an hour with hot water and heat and a torch on it, and it didn't come out, which breaks my heart because I really thought it would have worked. And I would have loved to run this bumper. It doesn't look bad with the car because, I mean, obviously it matches, but I think it looks sick. I think it turned out great. What do y'all think? Alright, it's getting a little hot. The Z actually doesn't have AC right now because the belt is making a very loud noise. And I'm sorry, I don't want to break my AC. I'd rather just hear a problem, not do anything to make it worse, and then fix it when I can. So we're going to go on a little cruise and cool down because it's a little warm.
X-band.
Oh.
K-band. K-A-band. Laser.
It's my favorite sound. I feel like I have a friend every time I get in the car, which I do. My car is my best friend. Just in case you didn't know, my car is my best friend. We made it back home, and the Z is having a little bit of trouble with the AC. Whenever the car is just running, normally no AC on, it has this squeaking noise, but whenever I turn the AC on, it sounds a lot worse, and then after a while, it starts to smell like it's burning. I texted Caden, he's the guy who I got the headlight from, and he said that there could be something wrong with the clutch, the AC clutch. I'm assuming it's something in that. I'm not too familiar with the air conditioning system. Again, I'm not really too familiar with the 300ZX chassis or anything about it. I'm not familiar with the VG at all. I don't know anything about these cars. So if anybody knows in the comments below. But I won't be able to fix this AC today, so make sure you hit that subscribe button to stay tuned and see that video. But right now, I'm not really sure what we can do to the Z to get the final touches done, because mostly everything that has to be done is the AC condenser. I also have to work on getting new boots for the shifter and e-brake. I also have to get new fabric so I can do the door cards. And I also have to put in the entire interior of the trunk. As you can see, everything is taken out. Because the hatch is not completely done yet, I still have to rewire this side. I still have to connect some things on the third brake light. So can't do anything to the interior of the trunk just yet. It's a couple hours later. I just got done editing the clips and I'm already past 400 subscribers. Literally just a couple of hours ago, I was thanking you guys for 380 because you guys knocked it out of the park. After hitting 100, we just hit 400. I wanted to document the Z's journey. I had fun doing it. I love editing videos. I've always liked cinematography in a way. And that just gets my hands dirty on a hobby I love, doing other things that I love, and just posting it on a channel, and somehow, some way, you guys found it entertaining. Some of you guys, not all of you guys. Some of you guys found it entertaining, and me entertaining, and wanted to subscribe. And I thank you guys so much for that. But back to the car. Sorry for my little jibber jabber about the subscribers. Man, y'all are crazy. So as you seen in a couple of clips ago, this is our culprit right here. This little AC compressor. It's not a condenser. As I was editing the footage, I realized I kept calling it a condenser. I'm sorry, I am a little bit slow, and I will mix up different words every now and again. And I'm just speaking and thinking so fast that I don't even notice I do it until later on. And I'm really sorry about that. I promise. I'm trying not to sound too dumb. I'm just very forgetful, and my brain thinks a lot faster than my mouth speaks. What I think I'm going to do is put the car in here over the next couple of days and try and get it lifted up, and hopefully we can just take this. We're going to take the fan off, we're going to take the belt off, and we're going to see if we can't get that out of there. I want to try and fix it myself so I can just use this one that's in it. Reason why is because if I want an OEM one, I'm paying upwards of $600. If I want a refurbished one, I'm paying $300. And if I want one used from another person, I can't guarantee it's going to work. They want a couple $100. But I figured this is a lot of DIY in this project. That's what I like doing. So I'm going to take the compressor off and try and remanufacture it myself. I know you might hear that and think I sound stupid, and I probably do sound a little stupid, but I want to try. What's the worst thing that could happen? I take it off, I don't try and fix it, and I get a new one. Or I take it off, I try and fix it, I f it up, and I still have to get a new one. So no matter what, I'm with it. I'm going to get in there, I'm going to dig around in it, see what's going on, see how it works, show y'all the innards of a compressor. I don't know. I just like getting like into the nitty gritty of things. I'm very nosy whenever it comes to car things, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can fix it myself. That would be pretty cool. But if not, I'm not gonna hold any high hopes to it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next 2 or so weeks, we can get the AC working in this car again. It does break my heart that I can't fix it with my money, and I have to use my brain to fix it, but that's okay. Before, the old me, I would just throw parts at it and throw money at it, just like hoping it would fix it. Then I realized doing that after so long, you eat through so much money. A couple of weeks ago, this garage was cleaned, but it is dirty again. So let's go ahead and clean it up. To be honest, I'm a little lazy. Let's make this quick. I think what I'm gonna do now is pull the Z in here. That way we can get a head start on tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna do any actual work to it. It's a little hot, and as soon as I put this car in the garage, all of the heat is gonna try and escape and hotbox this even more. So I'm just gonna pull it in there, and tomorrow we're gonna get started on the AC. I think what I'm gonna do is just jack it in the air and try and pull this compressor off. It's probably gonna have to take the fan off and then do that. Hopefully I don't have to take the radiator off, and this will just fit, hopefully. What the hell? My battery terminal is doing coke. But I want to get that compressor looked at because I need AC. I'd rather just go ahead and start knocking it out. Along with the AC, I am going to work on doing the hatch, because as you've seen, we wired and spliced that one, but we did not do this one, so I have to do that. And then I also have to line the hatch up a little bit better. It needs to be moved around because the fitment is pretty off. As you can see, it needs to go in probably another 2 millimeters. On that side, it's a lot worse. And I wanted to show you guys what happened to the car. Look at this. So whenever I was painting, the paint actually would spit in some spots, and you can see that there's like a bunch of dots everywhere. And also you can probably tell, it looks almost like there's black in it. That's because if you don't stop every so often and reshake the cans, some of the colors will actually start to separate. But you can really see how many dots there really was. Somebody asked in the last video if I recommended this brand, which I do. It's great paint. But I will say, if you were going to just be doing touch-up spots, I would do the rattle can. But if you're going full big job like me, I would get the big pint or like the half-gallon, whatever it is, and get the proper like air gun and paint gun for it. That way everything comes out a lot better. Well, let's go ahead and get this car into here. We have to move this bumper because we are still waiting for paint to come in, so we won't be able to do this anytime soon. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way so we can get in the car. So I don't know if I've told you guys, but I'm actually pretty scared of doing the AC on this system. And the reason for that is because I don't know anything about air conditioning systems. So it's going to be my first time. But I am pretty excited to get started on this. But let's go ahead and start tackling this and figuring out what we need to take apart to get this done. So what we're trying to get to is this pump right here. So I think to start off, for one, let's go ahead and get this fan out of the way. Holy crap. I really gotta... This fan is so hard. I hope this is how I get it off. Should I watch a YouTube video on how to get this off? Guys, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just jumping right in. It's okay. I feel like we're allowed to do that. We're allowed to just jump right in.
Hey guys, Chris Fix here, and today I'm going to show you how to replace an air conditioning compressor in your car or truck.
All I learned from that video is you just gotta like send it, and you just gotta dive in, and you just gotta do what scares you. Cause, ow. Because my mom doesn't know how to do it for me. Ugh. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that's supposed to look like that, but fuck it. She's, you know, she's like an 8. You just gotta make sure they wanna be loose. Ain't gotta be too much. Ain't gotta... I had to consult some professionals, and they said using impact to knock it loose is gonna be my best friend, which pretty much just means fuck me, right? I don't know. I do apologize for the fan in the background. I know it's not the most pleasant thing, but neither is this heat, and I do what I can. Little setup we got going on, and then down here, we're on the bolt right there. So let's go ahead and, nope. There we go. I think the belt needs to be taken off, and I think I know what we need to do for that. Oh, there we go. It's gonna be a hard task, but I need to get that back bolt off of there. This is so daunting. I think what I actually should have done first is drained the system. You're supposed to like have it properly disposed of. Did I just fuck up? That's fresh. What the fuck? Hold up. Wait a minute. What the heck? It definitely looks like my transmission is leaking. I'm so confused right now. This is now loose all the way. I don't know if you can see right there, but it is disconnecting. So that is good news. I'm gonna have to get that one, and hopefully all of this comes off. So now both of these lines are off. So I've got it loosened a little bit, but with the exhaust being right here, it's a little bit tricky. Hopefully that should be enough to where I can get it loosened with my fingers. There we go. So it looks like there's 2 more bolts. It's hard to see, but there's one right here and one right there that I think we need to get. So I've got my ratchet with the extension right here. Let's go ahead. All right, breaker bar. I've already got them pretty loose, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these the rest of the way out. Then we will go up top and we will pull it and start taking this thing apart. Alrighty, so the compressor is free. All the bolts are taken off. Now all we have to do is move these around. We're gonna take all these out first. I think that penetrating fluid helped a lot with loosening these bolts up. So in the future, if you're ever going to do something like this, make sure you lube up your bolts ahead of time, because it'll definitely be worth it in the long run because you won't struggle as much. Also, since some of these nuts got a little messed up, I am gonna go to the hardware store and get some more. That way we have all fresh hardware going on there and we don't have to worry about something like this happening in the future. All right, here we go. Clutch fan is out. Let's go ahead and try and get this guy out. Boom. So I've been asking around, asking a couple people if they know what I should do, and I'm kind of just waiting on responses, waiting to get second opinions to see what I should do about the compressor. But I do have another task today on the daily Corolla. So let's go ahead and get the Corolla moved backwards up to the garage. So the car doesn't want to start, but before I try and jump it to see if it's the battery, I am going to see if it's dead. That way I don't try and jump it whenever it's not the battery. It could just be something else, but I want to double check real quick just to be on the safe side. All right, so I know most people probably know how to do this, but for those of you that don't, what you're gonna do is set it to, well, focus. See the battery load test? You're gonna have it on 12 volts. Boom. The ground is currently reading 0. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the positive, and I have a perfect little thing right there, and it is reading 9. So about 10, which is a little low. So let's go ahead and get a booster box on here. Turn that on. See if it'll turn on. No. I'm gonna let it sit here and trickle charge for a second. Alrighty, it's been a minute. Let's go ahead and try this again. Everything sounds good. It's just running very high. Alright, so I just tried moving my car and I noticed the RPMs and everything is dropped. And whenever I try and push the brake, watch. The car completely cuts off. And now it's not even turning on. What is wrong with this car, man? Right now what we're gonna try and do is use my code reader to see if any new codes have popped up. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's still just the evap code and the O2 sensor code. But it doesn't hurt to check. There it is. As I say, I have no idea where this bad boy went. So I'm currently at a standstill with both of these cars. So I can't get the Corolla moving because there's something going on with the torque converter. And I can't do anything with the Z because I need the air compressor fixed before I can put anything back together. Guys, I'm not sure what to do. I'm at a loss. I don't feel like I'm comfortable enough with transmissions to know how to fix the Corollas. If anybody knows these cars and can help me out, that would be greatly appreciated. All I know is there's a lot of love into this car. All right, we're back in the garage, and I actually got a tip from Caden, and he said all I can do is just put a bag over these lines right here and make sure that nothing comes out of them, like zip tie them up. And then we can pretty much throw everything back together. I know I was probably overthinking it a little bit, but I wanted to be on the safe side that we could run this car without the AC compressor in it. So now that we've got the okay that we can do that, what we're gonna do is tie up these lines, both of these, the high pressure and the low pressure side. We're gonna tie up these lines with plastic bags, zip tie them, probably use like a Ziploc bag because those are a little bit heftier. We're gonna take these baggies and we're gonna just slip them right over this, and we're gonna get a nice little zip tie. We wanna make sure this is labeled, and so it's, and that's gone. Whoops. Let's go ahead and just try putting all these little rinky-dink bits back together. Boom, boom. Oh, that can't be like that. I'll have to situate that somehow. So I believe this tube right here goes right there, if I'm not mistaken. This yellow one goes with the blue one. Okay, so I think what we do is we slip it on like that. Yeah. And then we come in with a little cover type deal. Boom. That looks right. Just gotta press it. There we go. A little bit harder with those clips. So I know the intake pipe needs to go on, but there's also 3 lines that go into it. So let's go ahead and find those 3 lines. First one is going to be this one, obviously. This one goes right there. All right, then we got this one up here. Let's go ahead and try and slide this back on. A lot of this I'm not gonna have to take off for putting the compressor back in. So these 2 right here go to these 2. As you can tell, the wet line is gonna go where this is wet at, and the dry line is gonna go where this is dry at. That's where those go. And then this tiny itty bitty one goes right there. So let's go ahead and get this thrown in. Boom. I'm gonna slide it on right there. And then this one, I'm gonna have to just kind of put it on. We're trying to put on the collar as well. Now that we've got all of the lines put back on, we're going to clamp them down. My goodness. When did my flashlight turn off? Last one. Boom, boom. Oh. A little bit difficult. It's okay. Can't wait till we're gonna have this car completely done. A project is never finished, but you know what? A project that's close to finish, I'll take it. Let's get her tightened down. Boom, boom. Let's get it on the bottom. The bottom's gonna be a little bit more difficult to see. I apologize. That should be good. We will adjust this in the future whenever we actually start, like, you know, dialing the car in. But that's where it's gonna be for now, just for the meantime. We should have enough clearance in the exhaust manifold now. That's like a good 1/2 foot space. So I think we're definitely good in that department. And yeah, let's go ahead and get all of the rest of the stuff put back together. But this needs to be put back on. Not sure what we're gonna do about the coolant temperature sensor yet, but then we have to tighten down this, and then we also have to tighten down the one down there, and put the clutch span back on, which that should be, I believe, everything. All right, we're gonna hand tighten it first, obviously, you know, basic mechanic shit. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and put this little radiator bracket back on. I have one bolt that is broken in here, so this whole left side radiator bracket doesn't fit. I can't put it back on there, but the right one does fit. If anybody knows a guy who makes these, preferably like a carbon aftermarket radiator bracket with like a nice, you know, bushing, let me know. I want to get into like custom parts, and you know, I know there's a lot of people who 3D print pieces, and you know, they make their own stuff, so I'd love to dabble around and see a bunch of stuff that you guys got. There, I quit. It's tight enough. Yes, I wear my socks in the garage. Get over it. Oh, what the heck? There's a hole in that. I don't think that's good. I don't think there's supposed to be a hole in it. So we're not trying to operate with any holes around here. So what I'm gonna do is take this, cover it up with electrical tape. All right. And then you're gonna take more electrical tape and just wrap it around. Now, snip, snip. That should be at least covered up. It's not gonna be completely fixed, but it does eliminate the hole. Let's make sure there's no other holes along this. I don't feel anything. I think it was just that spot. But now everything is in its place. Again, only thing I can think of is the temperature for the coolant. But besides that, I don't really have anything else we can do to the Z until compressor's done. that might be where we call the video, guys. Hopefully within the next like 2-ish weeks, we can go ahead and get the AC compressor put back in. Also, by the time I get my compressor in, I want to have all of the parts to be able to completely convert the refrigerant system. So I will figure out if this had a conversion on it done. If not, better for us, because then, well, I guess if it already had the conversion done, it would be good for us, because then we wouldn't have to do it. We don't have to worry about it. But if it's not done, it's not really the worst thing in the world, because then we can get to learn more about this freaking engine, how cool it is, and I get to show y'all. So as you guys seen in the last video, I had the system completely emptied, and then I took off the compressor and I cut the belt, which I realized may have been a stupid decision, because I think the belt just needed to be tightened. So we have the compressor right there, and all we have to do is take everything apart that we just put on yesterday, put the compressor back on, put everything back together, and then put a new belt on it, and then hopefully it just needed tightened. I'm so mad at myself right now. So whenever I went to take it apart, I pulled this bolt out, and now it doesn't seem to want to go back in, and I'm not quite sure why that could be happening. The threads got messed up on here and on here. So what I'm going to try and do now is at least get the threads cleaned up on the bolts. Try it again. If not, I'm going to cry. Look at all that gunk that was on there. Can you see it? You see all that gunk that was in there? That was my first time ever doing that, guys. Be proud of me. The bolt came out with no issues at all. And now it doesn't want to go in at all. My gosh. Y'all. I think at this point, I'm just going to have to buy a new AC compressor. Let's go look online. So it's a couple hours later. I've got some brainstorming done, and actually I found somebody that's going to let me pick up an AC compressor for 160 bucks. It is coming off of a part out car, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it was good whenever it was taken out. I also want to check to see if I can't get the wire that I accidentally clipped off of the temperature pressure sensor. Temperature pressure sensor. Temperature pressure sensor. What the f did I just say? I'm gonna get a new piece of the pigtail that goes onto the coolant temperature sensor, and I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I am a idiot, and I shouldn't have broke it. Sadly, we don't have any road trip snacks, so I might have to go make a pit stop at the gas station, but let's take the old trusty dusty. Oh, I love this thing, a Chrysler Pacifica. So I didn't record much on the drive, not very scenic or cinematic, so it's pretty lame. You want to see what I see right now? Somebody got into a boo-boo. Not the bath fitter.
Hello there.
But yeah, we're almost to the house. We're about 2 minutes away, actually, so we're really close. I'm pretty sure I have to take off the AC compressor myself, so that'll be fun. He has the tools. I didn't bring anything, so I hope... I was kind of hoping on the way down here, I might have just done it, because it is 96 degrees right now. It's really hot. It's the humidity. I sound like my grandma. And we arrived. Look, he's got a little collection. Oh, he's a Z fanatic. Holy crap, he's got hella Z's down here. That's crazy. There's so many. Oh, and I think there's the girl now. Okay. Got everything moved out. Definitely just need to get that taken off and then jack it up. We'll be able to take it all off. Nothing too exciting, but we'll be back when it's out. Bag secured. It was fairly easy. Literally just jack up the car, blasted them off. The two top bolts were off whenever it came to the lines, and then all we had to do was jack it up and blast off the two bolts at the bottom. And also, do you remember that sensor that I pulled off and I broke? Well, it's an 8 amp. Anyway, I got the sensor now, so hopefully we can splice that together tonight. Hopefully we can splice that together tonight and be chilling, be cool. You can definitely tell they do a lot of stuff in this little parking lot. I'm trying to be like you, my boy. He's got a lot of cool cars. He's got another Z in there, but I didn't have my phone on me whenever I walked in there, so I didn't get to show y'all. Appreciate that guy a ton. Now we're off, headed back to the house. If you guys want to support the guy who helped me out, here's the signs out by his place. He's in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. Check them out. If you are not getting a cup of ice to put your Gatorade in when you go to the gas station, you're sleeping, bro. I'm telling you. My favorite. Oh, it's stuck in the cup holder. Fire. Also, I have this thing where I always wear white shirts when I need to go work on my car, and it's bad. I don't really plan on doing that, but all I own is white t-shirts. And this was my nice one. And it's now got... Oh, I'm so annoyed. Boom. Now we're back at the house. We got the AC compressor here. Let's go ahead and clean this up a little bit before we put it back in the car, because it's very caked up with grossness. But first, to get rid of this mess, we need to get rid of this mess. So, boom. Here we go. Got a nice little workspace to work with. We're going to go ahead and throw down some engine degreaser. Clean this up. Also, I need to grab out that little wire that goes right here. We're also going to splice that up tonight, because the goal by the end of tonight is to at least get it on the ground and able to run, so I can go tomorrow before work and get the AC refilled. So how we're going to clean this is engine degreaser and a little brass brush, which has been loved on, but we want to make sure we don't get any of the cleaner in these little holes right here, these little lines right here. So I have a little paper towel that I'm going to stuff in these little holes. We're just going to rip out a big old piece and put it right in this little spot. We just want to make sure none of this gets in there, because of course that will contaminate the system, and then you'd probably have to clean it out and filter it out somehow, and I don't want to do that. So preventative maintenance, I guess. Right now I'm going to skim back a little bit, get a little bit of this on there, and just do one little section at a time. A lot more than I thought. Yeah, look at that. If you let it soak and then spray it off again, that'll come off. Look at that. That's cleaning up real nice. I'm cleaning it up because I want it to look really nice in the engine bay. But the smells are, whew, something else, I tell you what. I'm not gonna lie, this is giving me a blistering freaking headache. But we got it all cleaned off. I think it looks pretty good. Oh my god. That crack. Oh my god, I don't like that. Alright, so we got that done. That looks good. I wonder why it's red. I wonder why this is red. This little spinny thing, pulley, I guess. I wonder why it's red. Never seen that before. Alrighty, so what we got to do now is go ahead and cut these lines loose so we can get some space made, so we can get that thrown down there. Probably just going to put the lines up here, kind of just finagle them right there. Boom. Boom. There we go. Until we get the compressor completely installed, I'm not going to really worry about taking these bags off, just to save us from getting dirt in there. But this should create us enough space to where we can get it down there. Hopefully this is a good enough view. We're going to be getting the compressor right in this little area. I want to be careful putting this back in. Make sure I do it right the first time, so I don't have to worry about it moving too much in there. Got it lightly placed in there. I believe it's one of these. These are all rated the same, so I think we should be fine. But since it's on the front, I'm going to use the cleanest one. That was not so bad getting it lined up. Alright, it's bolted in, at least with one bolt. So we finally got the bolt to spin in there. Look at that. She's in there. Now we're going to go under the car and get the two on the bottom taken care of. And hopefully that'll be it. I'm sweating so much. This shower is going to hit so different tonight. The ones we are trying to get to is right here. This is the bolt hole we're trying to get to, and so is this one. So, good little view right here. Hopefully all of those are tacked in position to where this just doesn't slide in. Cool. Looks like it needs to move this way. No? That looks dead on, doesn't it? Or no? Am I stupid? There we go. We got one of them in. Now we got the second one in, maybe. There we go. Now all of those are mocked up. I've got both of the bolts mocked up there, just loosely fitted on there, finger tightened. While I'm under here, I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten all of these down, just so I don't have to come back under the car ever again, or at least until I do the coilovers. Maybe one day. Can you see it? Can you see me working? No, not really. Alrighty. Should have, get those really snug and tight. Don't want those being loose whatsoever. I don't really know what the torque spec is, but just like a lot, you know? Just a, you know, like that. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. Oh, hey. See down here, pieces of the belt. Look at that. Crazy. I'm just a NASCAR driver, man. Can't help it. Shredding rubber everywhere I go. Oh no, did I freaking puncture? I better not have punctured my radiator. Do you see that? Oh my god, I'm gonna be so pissed if I punctured that. I tore that bitch up. Alright, we got the two up top tightened down pretty much as they will go. I believe this is the same socket, but we don't need that many extensions. Maybe I should have done one extension. That's okay. Oh, there we go. That tightened down. My bumper is so squeaky. It be sounding like I'm ripping ass, but I swear I'm not. Hey guys. Just, you know, tightening down a bolt. Come here often? Alright. Give it one last. Here we go. Cool. Now everything's done on the AC system. I might have to finish in the morning doing these lines and putting the clutch fan on, because I'm going to go ahead and do this little wire right here. But it is getting hot. It is getting late. It's getting dark. Definitely worked into the evening. But that's okay. We're knocking it out. But in the morning, I'm going to put those tubes on, then get the intake put back on, and the clutch fan, and that should be it. Because I believe the entire wiring harness is already put back together, so we don't have to worry about that. Except this, of course. But I'm going to do that right now. Let's go ahead and get this spliced up and get that wire connected. And we should be good. Everything should be fixed now. Hopefully this AC compressor comes in clutch and works. Because I'm about really tired of working in this heat. I just want to drive my car to and from work with AC and not have to be in it every single weekend. But all it is a single wire. It is black and blue. So what I'm going to do here is trim this one. It's going to be a little bit longer, but that's okay. I'm going to trim this one, and then we're just going to splice them together, clip it back on, and we will be on the road. Now, I don't have a wire stripper, which is really handy for these things. But what I did last time is kind of like lightly scored the edge of it with a blade, and then it just pulled right off. So I'm going to try that again on both of these. So we're also going to get a sleeve so we can protect this. So let's go ahead and do that. So first thing I'm going to do is use this sleeve, because this actually is what came on the car in the first place. So we're going to slide that all the way up to, actually, yeah, it's like that, I believe. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to put shrink wrap on this side, and then boom, boom, I'll show you. Alright, slide it on top. Boom, boom. There we go. Now, we're going to take these two. My favorite way of doing it, just because I don't have a solder, is to just twist it like this. So now what you do here, you got your little wire. You're going to fold it down. You're going to take that sleeve, that heat shrink, if we can. Yeah, we're going to get it. We're just going to slide it. Just going to slide that heat shrink right over that. Boom, boom, all the way up against that little connector. And then grab a lighter and that should do. I don't actually think I have a lighter out here, so I'm just gonna leave this how it is right now, and then in the morning I'll remember to do it, because I'm not gonna hook it up tonight. I'll leave it off of this. Now that we're done, we're gonna go ahead and call it here for the night, and then in the morning I'm gonna put these 2 lines on and the clutch fan, and then plug this sensor in once I get it heat shrunk, and that should be it. So tomorrow, once we get the car put back together, I'm gonna go to AutoZone and grab a belt, and then I'm gonna go to the shop and I'm gonna drop my car off, and hopefully he can get the refrigerant refilled and put the belt on. And I also need to remind him that this is not plugged in. I need to get that electrical cleaner. Got a pretty good amount of that gunk out of there, actually. Cleaned off the terminal pretty good. But I think that's where we're gonna call it for the night, and I'll catch y'all in the morning. So it's the next day now. I just got off the phone with Tingley. He's the guy who is going to do my AC system. He was going to do it today, but he just called me letting me know that he was unaware that my refrigerant was R12, because he's worked on a Z before and it was R134, but it was a newer year. Mine's an older year, so mine has the older refrigerant. But he said if I come in Thursday, he'll have all the proper fittings to do almost like a half conversion. But this is just going to be for the meantime. He's a mechanic. He's worked on all of my cars. And it's only going to be a couple of weeks running the AC, because as soon as fall time comes out, I'm so excited to start using the T-tops. But then, like I said, come springtime or winter time, do the full conversion. But that's what's currently going on with the Z, so it'll be another 2 days before running with AC. But whenever we get back to the house tonight, I will wrap everything up, putting it back together, and then we should be golden. We should be ready to go. So we're back at the house. Apparently we have a cat outside. That's cool. We got the appointment scheduled for Thursday to get the AC compressor refilled. So hopefully, now that we have the new one in, it's all in there good. Sounds smooth and great. And the clutch, and the clutch does not make any sort of noise or grinding like mine was. So we're gonna put this clutch fan on, and I'm gonna put the bolts on that came with it, but I do plan on getting new ones of those. I'm probably gonna go to the hardware store Thursday whenever I'm off of work, because I have an early weekend, which with the early weekend we're gonna get a lot of work done to this car, like slamming it on its keister. I need to get a phone mount that allows y'all to see a little better whenever I'm working on the engine bay. It's a little bit hard to show you guys sometimes, because I don't really have that good of equipment, but I'm trying. Got one off. Let's go ahead and get this loosely fitted on there. It's definitely gonna go on that one right there. All right, there's one on there. Just finger tighten it all the way down. My goodness. There we go. All right, now that that's on there, everything's mocked up. Let's go ahead and tighten it down. Quarter turns at a time, brother. Alrighty, we got everything done on the AC compressor. We're gonna go ahead and leave it unplugged. I am gonna write a little note to them whenever they do work on the car, letting them know, for one, the AC compressor is unplugged. But now let's go ahead and get this last thing finished off, which Caden told me today that this is just for the cluster, the gauge cluster. So it wasn't super important to get it, but it is going to come in handy in the summertime, because I do want to make sure I know what my temps are, just in case I'm running hot ever, which I actually don't run that warm. I'm just a little bit above halfway, which is good. But at some point, whenever I do some upgrades to the engine, I am going to do a complete fluid flush. But that'll be whenever we get turb skis on this car. But I think all that we have left to do is this, right? Hello, doggy. Just a quick little pass over. Boom. Look at this cool ladder Dana got me. Now let's get this plugged back in. Thank goodness, that's all good. Let's get this clutch fan back on there. I hope this is a good angle for you guys. Frickin' adjustable wrench for the win. Let's see if it'll work. I believe it should be a 10. Let's just just fast forward to this being done. Alrighty, now she's all back together. Everything should be clamped down. Actually, I need to get this clamped down some more. But other than that, everything is done. Next up is getting the system refilled and getting the belt put on, which the shop's gonna do that. So as you guys know, the last 2 videos have been me trying to diagnose and repair this AC system. We were supposed to get the AC compressor refilled on Thursday, but sadly Tingley told us that the clutch that was in that AC compressor also had gone bad. Now I can't afford to keep buying new compressors to see if they work, so I'm just gonna have to go with no AC for a little bit. Honestly, fall is right around the corner, so leaving the windows down to cool off isn't too bad. It did suck there for a little bit when it was peaking hundreds, but it was in the 70s this past Saturday, so I think it's starting to cool down. So as you guys know, a couple of months ago, I had to get the back 2 tires replaced on the Z because I eat through those like crazy because all of my tires are just a little bit cambered, so I need to get that figured out. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I actually noticed one of my front tires was going bald, actually pretty severely, so I went ahead and just used that old tire that was on the back and I threw it on the front. That tire will honestly only last for a couple of weeks just because the tires do run with a little bit of camber on them. I'm not sure why. I think it's just a little messed up. But at least we have the tires on the car and we can drive. Also, I don't know if you guys remember, but whenever we were taking out the AC compressor, we had to take off the clutch fan, and I kept stripping and surrounding off these bolts that go into the clutch fan. I got all new ones, all new hardware for them because I didn't want to have to worry about me stripping out them in the future. As you guys knew before, I did have an idle issue where it was idling pretty low, and the idle air control valve is right here. I hope you guys can see that. All you do is put a Phillips head screwdriver in there and turn it to the right to increase the idle and turn it to the left to decrease the idle. So that's what we did. We did the tire, we did the bolts on the clutch fan, we did the idle. I think that's all that I did. So now that we've got you updated on the Z and all of that nonsense, I want to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about what we're doing today for the 500 subscriber special. So a couple of weeks ago, my mom gave me a ring and was telling me that my cousin actually had a car for sale that she did not want anymore because something had happened to the axle while she was driving. You will see that later today whenever I go and show you. But she wanted to get rid of this car. She didn't need it anymore. She knew I had a YouTube channel. She knew I liked working on cars. So I got another car. This car was an extreme hassle though, getting it back home. We left at like 10 in the morning, 11 maybe, and we didn't get back home till 10 or 11 at night, and the car was only an hour away. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in all of the footage of us trying to get this car, and I will meet you at the end to explain what the hell is going on.
I don't know what that is.
It looks like this, and it like... Well, we're gonna look like a hot girl summer by the end of this.
Yeah, y'all are. I'm gonna be fucking burnt.
We thought if we ratchet strapped it straight, we could just roll it onto the trailer. No, that did not happen. 2 seconds into us pushing it, the tire tried to kill itself, so we had to immediately stop that and think of something else. So after 4 hours of brainstorming, a trip to Harbor Freight later, the car was still not on the trailer, and we had broken the only things we bought as a slight idea of how we were gonna fix this. So everything we bought at Harbor Freight broke, so we couldn't use that, and we no longer had any tools on us that could help us get it off. And then that's whenever my mom had the bright idea of just calling a tow truck. So within 4 minutes of this phone call, the car was on the trailer, $20 later, and we were off to the races. Which honestly breaks my heart because I told Alex and Taylor it wouldn't take that long. It was a quick little pickup because they helped me out. And nope, it was not quick and easy. No, not at all. And it was in the middle of summer, no shade, on concrete. I wanted to Baja blast my brains out. But we got the car on the trailer and we left immediately because we wanted to get home. And as soon as we got home, we were met with more problems because the tire kept trying to fall under the car. But don't worry, we got the car off the trailer right after Taylor's dad just yanked it with his truck off the front, and as soon as the front 2 tires hit the ground, he got in the truck that was connected to the trailer and just pulled out the trailer from under the ass end of this car, and now she's sitting. But anyway, enough jibber jabber. Let's go ahead and stop polluting the air with noise, and let's just go check out this freaking car, man. And made it to Taylor's house. Do you guys want to see the car? This is it. It's nothing exciting. It's not a race car. It's a new daily. How do we like it? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? That don't look right. What the fuck? So, yeah, as y'all can tell, definitely has something wrong with the front tire. But that's okay, because I think I know what's wrong. All of it. So, yeah, as you guys can tell, it's got some suspension issues in the front. But this is all that's wrong with the car. I think what we're going to do is start taking it apart, assess what parts I need, go to the junkyard and try getting as much as possible. So this is all that's wrong with it. Axle, knuckle, and the tie rod needs replaced. Let's check out the interior. It is pretty clean. I think it has 208,000 miles, if I'm not mistaken. Also, what's really cool is there's also a plug-in, or is it over there? I think there's a plug-in over there. And there's a vape. It's pretty cool. I think, honestly, just a good detail. Alright, so what we're going to start off with first is going ahead and just jacking it up. That way we can go ahead and try and get this off. So I think what we're going to do is go ahead and try jumping it so I can get the hatch open. Actually, I think I remembered that this is freaking dead. Is it dead? Yeah. One battery. It's freaking dead. Oh my gosh. I did not come prepared at all like I thought I was. She's got some quirks. She's got screws in the bumper. She's missing some stuff. But yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. I know you guys probably expected something cooler, and I apologize if I let you down. But I need a new daily. But yeah, definitely our main focus is getting this fixed and also replacing the starter, because the starter is out in it and the starter is all the way down there. Now y'all can get a better view, and then that knuckle is toast. Uh-oh. What are we gonna do, guys? Would you guys like a series of ricing out the Mazda? Let me know what you guys think about that. Also, leave in the comments below what you think I should do to the Mazda. Currently, my idea is to wrap it black, smoke out all of, or not smoke out, chrome delete, do black all over the chrome, and then possibly like lower it a little bit. Definitely get new wheels, or at least paint over those. I just want to murder it out. Let me make it look black, make it look sleek and nice. But I don't want it to be like a ghetto murdered out. You know what I mean? Like, I want to make it look nice. Clean up the headlights. I don't want to smoke out the headlights or the taillights. I want those to be as clean as possible. I'm having a lot of fun. You guys seem to be enjoying it, so I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, and life's just gonna keep happening, and we'll see where it takes us. Today we are at Glison's. We're at the junkyard, and as you seen in the last video, I showed you guys the new project car. That's gonna be my daily. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys like it. But today we're gonna start off by getting parts for it. So we're at the junkyard currently, but I don't have all the tools I need, so we need to go make a run. One of the closest places was a Royal King, so I know they have some stuff. So we're gonna see if we can't go find a 32 socket. They've gotta have something in here. They say in life, get a car that you have to look back at. And I did exactly that. I'm so obsessed with this car, dude. Y'all have no idea. Also, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and pick up some penetrating fluid, because I'm gonna need some of that today for sure. That'll come in handy. Bag secured. My work truck for the day. Just wait. When the Mazda's driving, the Z won't ever look like this again. Trust me. Every time. Alrighty, let's head back to Glison's and get this knocked out. We gotta go all the way to the back to the import lot, because it's a Mazda. Here starts the import lot. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just leave my cart right here. Look at the peanut butter guts on this. Holy crap. But seriously, the peanut butter interior on this X3 is fucking gorgeous. And it kind of looks like they got peanut butter tint on that window. What the heck? Anyway, how do we feel about the Mercedes van, station wagon, whatever? I low-key, high-key actually. I fucks with these. These look cool. I don't know if you guys know this. The seats face backwards in the back. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm getting pretty nervous. I'm getting towards the back of the yard and I've not seen one. I did not see this in here last time. This thing's clean. I like that purple, that blue on it. Almost looks purple in the sun. It's a beautiful color. Birds making a home. What are you? Mazda? This looks like a Mazda minivan. This doesn't have third row, but it looks promising. This could be. Oh, damn. CX-7, son of CX-9. Oh my God. Hold on. Do we think that the CX-7 utilizes the same suspension setup? Because it possibly could. This might have been our saving grace. Who knows? I'm going to look. I'm going to do my research while I'm back here. Let me go grab my tools and I'll meet you back at the car. So I'm going to go ahead and just start taking it apart to check. Hopefully, once I take the wheel off the CX-7, I'll be able to tell if it utilizes pretty much the same system or the same setup. But let's go ahead and start taking this apart. Oops. So I'm taking a look at it and I can already tell that the axle looks a little bit different. I'm not going to lie. But the tie rod looks the same. So does all of this. Let's go ahead and start trying to take this axle nut off, which should be this guy right here. What the f***? Are you kidding me? You're f***ing joking. It's actually kind of upsetting. I wonder if that means it's not the same suspension then. The axle does look different. This, I don't remember this like collar being on there. Guys, did we just fail miserably? Wait a minute. I need a starter. Do you think this engine is... No, because the starter's right there. I'm pretty sure the starter's right there on the CX-9. Dang it. I think we just caught an epic fail. We're going to head out of here and we're going to go to Taylor. Whoa, I almost just... This is a hole I just fell in. Cool, love that. We're going to go ahead and head to Taylor's house. And just get some work done on that Mazda. And we'll just order parts. I was going to try and save as much money as possible on this by doing junkyard parts. But I feel like it might not be worth it. That was an epic fail. But we're not going to stop there. We might just go ahead and order all of the parts new off of Rock Auto and call it a day. I know it sucks. I didn't really plan for the day to go like this, but when there's nothing you can do, you make do with what you can. What are you doing, boy? My handsome little man, what are you doing, baby? Alrighty, little pre-trip fill up. Not really, I only put 20 in it because gas is too expensive up here. So we just need enough to get us there and back. If y'all aren't filling up the next state over because it's cheaper, I don't know what you're doing. Say it's somebody's birthday today. My baby boy just turned 1. Say hi, baby. Baby, you're so handsome. Oh my gosh. I just love you so much. You know that? You're my favorite little thing in the world. Oh no, I forgot to turn my car off. I'm pissed. I'm sorry, boy. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you heard that right. It's my baby boy's big birthday, so he's gonna come hang out with me today. Ain't that right? It does feel a lot nicer out too. It's like upper 70s today, so it's just the perfect temperature to get this little guy out. All right, so there's a couple more things we need to grab from the car. like more penetrating fluid. Now, I got this PB blaster. I'm gonna go ahead and lube this up a little bit more before we start cranking it off. We did put some penetrating fluid on it last night, so this should just help it. There we go. Saturate the heck out of that. Look at him. He was just fighting to sit next to me, trying to literally lay under the car. I said, hell no. So we moved him in the shade. He's just slurping that water down. He's hilarious. Anyway, let's get back to breaking this off. Oh, did that do something? There we go. I think we finally got it. Yep. So now, something cool about this, you can slide it to right in the middle. You just take it, and boom. The axle nut is freed. All right, so what I'm currently gonna do is take off the bracket for the brake caliper, which is going to be this bolt up here and this bolt right down here that my finger's on. So let's go ahead and get you another angle. The axle already wants to slide out, so what I'm thinking is just go ahead and doop-de-doop that motherfucker. There we go. Got the axle out. So we're gonna go ahead and take this caliper off and get crack-a-lackin'. Apollo's finally sitting in his little comfort spot. There we go. Awesome. So now we got the second one loosened up. Alrighty, so we've got the brake caliper completely put up here. Now we have a bit more access to all of this. We're going to take the brake pads off, which I don't think it will need brake pads anytime soon. These look almost brand new. Oops. There's one. And there is two. So how I'm doing it is I'm locking this with this. So this is on there tight. It's going to stay right there. And I'm just going to pull up on this with the breaker bar and hopefully get this cranked off. And then we will figure out the outer tie rod from there. He's so handsome. He said, what? You talking about me? He's just living life. I'm over here stressing about the heat. And he couldn't give two shits. Anyway, also sorry if the angles kind of suck being in here. Everything's on the back side of this, so I assumed this is probably like the best way you're going to be able to see everything. But let's just go ahead. Holy crap, that breaker bar is hot right now. Does that work? There we go. See, all you gotta do is just change how you're doing it, switch it up, try it again. Alright, breaker bar isn't needed. So now, so there's this cord being pulled. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a screwdriver and take that off. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't really feel safe with it being pulled on. Boom, boom. Let's go ahead and get that out of there. So now what we're gonna try and do is go ahead and get this brake bracket taken off, and the reason for that is so we can get kind of the rotor and all the heavy stuff taken off. That way it's just the knuckle. All right, so I've got this one pretty well loosened up. Didn't actually take too much work to get it off. Now this should come off. All right, rotor's taken off. Now I'm gonna go ahead and crack loose this nut right here, and we're going to spin all of this off. So we've got one bolt locked in here. This should be enough to where we can get this knocked out. So let's go ahead and do this, and I believe we're gonna use the hammer and just go ahead and spray it with some PV Blaster. So I think we're gonna call it here for the day. I will be back either tomorrow or the day after, but it is Apollo's birthday. I just wanted to get a little bit of work done to the car today for you guys, and we did just that. So now I'm gonna go ahead and celebrate my little boy's first birthday. We're pretty much just gonna like mock everything back together, just loosely put the bolts back on. That way everything's where it belongs and we don't really have to worry about missing things or finding missing things later on. I am going to leave all of like the little things I took off, like the brake caliper, bracket, brake pads, rotor. I am going to leave those in the car, but pretty much everything else is mocked up. I know I was going to take the knuckle home, but what I think I'm going to do is just go ahead and get the outer tie rod, and that way the next time I come here, I already have it ready to go. I do have the axle that I'm going to take home with me, and I have pictures of the knuckle so that way I can kind of get it looked at. But I cannot get this outer tie rod off. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do or how I'm supposed to do it. So I'm going to put that on hold just for the time being. Again, like I said, I'll be back either tomorrow or the day after, who knows. But let's go ahead and get our mess cleaned up and lube all of the access points that we're gonna need broke loose tomorrow. So now let's go ahead and clean up the mess. Now she's all clean. So since we've got pretty much everything picked up on this and there's not much else we can really do, I am gonna go ahead and take my booster box and go ahead and give the car a jump. That way we can try and unlock, because it is power locks. We're gonna see if we can't unlock that hatch. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? Anyway, let's go ahead and get this open. All right, let's get this ready to be jumped. It is a pretty new battery. The battery looks pretty new, so hopefully just probably the first 20-minute, 30-minute drive, that should be able to recharge the battery fully. Oops. There we go. As long as I can hit the unlock button and open this, that's all I want. Nope. I wonder, is there a button for the rear? There is a button. I wonder what that does. It also says it has heat seat warmers. Oh my God. I think my jumper pack might have pooped its pants. There we go. Let's go ahead and see what this thing does. It's beeping. So I want to say there's a possibility that the hatch doesn't open right now, which would suck, but I mean, that's okay, I guess. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it is super hot. Apollo doesn't seem to care though. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down for the day. We're gonna leave, we're gonna go ahead and get back home, and we will see this again Saturday. Where we left off on this, we have to replace the outer tie rod, we have to replace the ball joint down here. As you can see, it's pretty messed up. And then we also have the CV axle, which we have here. And then we also have to replace the starter. Sorry for all the noise in the background. They're doing roofing at the neighbor's house, so I can't really avoid that. So we're just gonna have to work with what we got. Boom. Look at that. Oh, we got our magnet. Nice. Oh my goodness. Ball joint is gone. Honestly, just taking the air box off alone cleared up enough space. Now we gotta get this off.
Yeah, it does.
It's Madison from the future, and I'm currently editing this video right now. I'm actually at the skate park editing, and sadly nobody's here. But I did want to say the next 30 seconds to a minute is honestly just me and Ian bullshitting around while we're working on the Mazda. And I just want to say I'm sorry that there's no like real substance or context of what's going on. But I was just having such an amazing time with Ian, and I kind of just got lost in the sauce. So I hope you guys enjoy the next like 30 seconds to a minute of us just bullshitting and having a good laugh. And yeah, let's just get the video moved right along.
Tammy?
Who's Tambon? Oh my gosh, why is it so long?
It is.
Is it fucking really? Oh my god, is everything going on? Oh my gosh. Shut the fuck.
What's going on in YouTubes?
Yep.
How old are you, Maddie? 15?
I did. I said dog what?
Dog what?
Oh fuck me.
Dog, ooh.
Dog, ew. Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck that, bro.
Is that like Japanese writing? Is that JDM? Mitsubishi, Japan. Hey, it's you. You got it. You don't need no man. I'm a whoa man. I got it. Yeah. Wait a minute. Is that the new starter in there? What the heck? Yeah, we'll just put the starter in there. I don't know what to do it as hard as difficult. Like go under there in a finagle and go up top in finagle. He's not with it, but he's in there. I'm gonna put everything back together.
Have you ever made something like that?
No, but I got flute in my garage right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Did I tell you it's on your uncle? He's like, yeah, Maddie's the coolest niece I have. Her other sister's cool, but I like Maddie. She's like, I don't think she's ever done anything wrong in her life. I was like, you talking about Amish Maddie? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no street Maria. There's just Amish Maddie.
I'm fucking dead.
Yeah. Yeah, my boy. No. I'll show you that way, right? That's what the S stands for.
Squeeze.
It's there. Ta-da!
Alright, so now we're gonna try and hook up all that air stuff. And the battery will go in last. Oh shit, hey, this doesn't look good. This is a vacuum leak. Holy shit, that's broken. Do you see that?
Okay.
Oh shit. Alright, so I took a little break to reassess the situation. And I think what I'm gonna try and do is get a tube or a sleeve that's the same size and pretty much put it around the inside of this and see if it can't, you know, as long as the seal is created, I think we should be okay. So before we focus on the bad side of this, let's go ahead and focus on the good side, and that's the starter being in there, and we can potentially fix this. Even though it sucks, it's not the worst thing in the world, of course. Oh goodness, this will be fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting all this put back together, and we'll make this quick. There we go. All of it's put back together. Now let's jump it. Can't lie, I'm a little nervous. I am a little bit nervous. There's like grease all over these. What the heck? Got the negative. Oops. Negative. Turn on. There we go. That's quiet. Yeah, that started right up though. What the fuck? Sounds like it's coming from the nose. I'm sorry, I don't want to. I will. What? That's on 12. That's on 12. That bitch is bumping. What the fuck? Right? There's enough space. I can make a shake. She's running. She's on. She's alive. But I don't know what that sound is. Sounds like this sounds extra. Alright, we're back at Taylor and Alex's working on the Mazda. I just uploaded the last video of me picking up the Mazda, and some people were not too happy with the decision that I had made of getting this car instead of a cool sports car. And I know that would be nice, but it's just not in the funds. And this car was literally free. Like, I paid $0 for this car. I only had to pay the money to fix it. It's got 200,000 miles on it, no check engine light, and the engine is quiet, the AC is cold. So of course I wasn't gonna pass it up. So where we left off, well, hello. Where we left off, we took the ball joint out, we got the axle taken out, and now we need to get the tie rod off, which we have everything now. We did have to wait for the ball joint to come in because it got lost in the mail, I think. So now we actually have everything. All right, so what we're gonna do now is go ahead and slide the axle in there. Hello, buddy, I see your little feet. We're gonna go ahead and slide the axle in here first and try and get this whole thing situated. And then once that's in, we will do ball joint or try and get the tie rod off. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead and just see about getting this axle put in here. Okay, so some time has passed now because it actually started raining, but I hurried up and I got the axle put in, and now we're gonna get this ball joint taken care of. All right, so now time for the ball joint. Honestly, I have no idea where we left off at, but everything is put back together except the tie rod, which I've been beating the shit out of, as you can tell, and nothing is happening. So what I'm gonna do is leave some penetrating fluid on this and let it really soak for the next like day or two because I can't come back for a little while. But as you can tell, the sun's setting, so it is getting pretty late. So we're gonna have to come back this to another day, and we'll go ahead and fast forward to that. The next day, and we're making a trip to Harbor Freight. Honestly, getting this outer tie rod off has been one of the biggest struggles with fixing this car. So I'm gonna go to Harbor Freight and we're gonna get the proper, I wanna call it a pickle fork because that's what it looks like to me. But it's pretty much this little thing that you like wedge under there and it like tapers up. Pretty much I'm just gonna get me one of those because if I'm being honest, I've been in this situation multiple times. I'm gonna be in this situation again, so I might as well. And plus I heard Harbor Freight actually has some better tools than AutoZone, and they're a little bit cheaper. So I've got a buddy's phone number, so I'm going to use that, hopefully get a little bit of a discount. But we're going to go in here and get the rest of the stuff that we need, and also take a look around because I don't go into Harbor Freight a lot, and I got a little bit of money to spend. So I'm going to see if I can't find something else for the garage too to help keep some stuff organized. Boom. Oh, this is what we're looking for. Here we go. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. Andy. Well, let's go ahead and get the black one because I want my future garage to be black and green. So we're gonna get as much as we can to match that. We're just gonna go with what we got and not spend any more money. Let's go check out. We got everything we needed and some more. So now we're gonna go to the Mazda, get this outer tie rod taken off, and hopefully after this, everything can go back together. I'm also super thankful that today is feeling pretty good outside. Fall is right around the corner. It's currently just staying in the 70s today. Honestly, it's a little bit chilly, but it's the perfect weather to do stuff like this. So I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna take my time and we're gonna get this knocked out. We made it. But before we get started, I got lunch. We're gonna eat a little sub drink my lemonade, and get cracking on this.
Really? Is it even separating anything?
There we go. Fuck yeah, brother. It did, yeah. There we go. Oh wait, keep that like that, and then I think this spins off. That way the alignment stays the same. Big bets. There she blows. Get this nice and tight. Not really sure what the torque spec is, but a lot, I'm assuming. I am gonna go through and get the torque specs, don't worry, for all of these. But just for now, putting everything, well actually I can't put the cotter pin on until we get the torque down. So we're gonna leave this right here. We're gonna grab the torque wrench, grab whatever sockets we need. I think we should check, I think we need to torque this down, these two, and the axle nut. And then of course the brake caliper bracket whenever we get to it. But I think that should be good. Let's go do it.
Are you running some?
No, I think I just broke this bolt.
Hmm?
I think I just broke this bolt.
Really?
Yeah, it says torque it down to 85 foot-pounds or whatever, so I did that, but then this didn't feel like it did that clicking. You know how whenever it gets to the right foot-pounds, it'll click? It did that, but almost like so much where it feels like it lost all the tightness. Like it was just kept letting me crank it down after that. So I feel like I just broke this bolt. I'm gonna take it out. Oh shit, it's spinning on this side. Oops.
Tammy.
I tightened it so tight that I tore the threads off.
Good job. Will it work?
Nope. Nope.
It'd be really cool if she flew out here.
Right.
Good girl, Tammy. Good girl. She don't give a fuck.
She said, bitch, who's a girl? Me? I might have to go to the fucking hardware store now. There are no threads in here. Look at this. Look at that. Look how fucked up that looks on the inside. It's just torque specs and stuff, right? So while I was putting everything back together, because I just wanted to kind of throw it all together because there's nothing really interesting, I found out that one of the bolts that goes on the brake caliper bracket is severely messed up. It looks like it had gotten cut at the bottom. So I went to the auto parts store and they found me this one. It is a little bit longer, so there is a chance that it's not gonna work, but we're gonna hope that it does. Sorry for the wind in the background. It's pretty cloudy and cool today, but sometimes whenever the clouds do go away and the sun peeks through, it does still get a little bit warm. But this top one is fitting perfectly. Next thing is just to make sure the bottom one fits perfectly with the rotor. If it doesn't, then we might have to cut it off. Which the guy at the parts store said that he did. Or that he thinks that they did. Little baby caterpillar walking through the grass. Stumbled on a leaf and he busted his ass. Look at that motherfucker breakdancing. Ooh, ooh. We got it off. Pretty much cut through the entire thing. fast forward a little bit, and I went ahead and started putting the brake system back on, and I have to squeeze in the piston on this. So pretty much what I'm doing is using a C-clamp and just a socket, and that's how I'm doing it. And it's going in smooth, as you can see. Probably not, you probably can't see actually, but it is going in. There we go. Now it's bottomed out. You'll know whenever it's bottomed out because you literally cannot squeeze it anymore. Let's loosen it up. Let's take it to the next side. Same with this side. We're just going to squeeze it in. And you can really see that piston get squeezed in there, which also lets me know that these aren't seized. So that's really good because that would suck, because then we'd have to get a whole new piston, or we'd have to get a whole new caliper. And I'm really not trying to do that, especially because I'm the big broke, and I feel like so is like 75% of America right now, because yes. Whoops. Anyway, let's go ahead and try squeezing this on. Uh-oh. How's it doing that? I just bent that tab. Let's fix that real quick. Alright, so it's sliding on. Not gonna lie, it's sitting in here really tight. And that kind of worries me. Because if I'm being honest, I'm an idiot. And it wasn't sitting in there all the way. Okay, now let's try again. Boom! Now that's how it's supposed to be. Thank God. I got a little scared for a second. I've seen a couple of you guys in the comments asking me why I was doing this. And you know, a CX-9 isn't really like a project car, and I shouldn't call it that. But if you think about it, all cars are project cars if you plan on doing work to them. And I plan on doing work to these. So it's a project car in my eyes. I understand it's not a fancy, you know, Supra, RX-7, GTR, S chassis, Z chassis, whatever you want to call it. It's nothing crazy. It's not a drift build, but it is my daily. It's my new car, and I don't know, I want it to look nice, especially because, I don't know, I like to mess with cars. I like to modify them. I like to make them cooler than stock, and that's just the goal of it. And I hope you guys are excited for the journey, because I am. I just punched myself in the face. I'm trying to tighten that. Busted my arm. Holy shit. Everything is sitting exactly how it's supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and start tightening all of this down to spec, putting some thread locker in places where it should be, and then we're going to get this thrown back together. I'm not really going to not going to really bore you guys with that, so let's just go ahead and get it done. She's done completely, except the fact I need to lower it, but everything's done. Ball joint, outer tie rod, axle, and the starter all replaced. It only took a couple of days, a couple hours each day. I'd say this looks a lot better than the before. Now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put it in the air a little bit so we can get the jack out from under there, and we're gonna take it on a little test drive. So you guys know I don't have a title for it, but I do want to test drive it just to make sure there's nothing else wrong. That way while we wait for the title, if there is something wrong, we can go ahead and fix that. But fingers crossed, we got it all fixed. Let's get it on the ground. Take it for a little test drive. Boom. Oh shit. I forgot about this. Pretty sure this is a speed sensor. This little thing dangling off. Moment of truth, guys. If everything comes stumbling down and falling on me, probably should never work on cars again. There we go. Whoops. Boom. Boom. She's done. I did leave the keys in here accidentally, so there's a chance she could be dead. She's dead. Easy. I don't know what that sound is. It's so annoying. I'm so glad we got this done as quick as we did. Honestly, I thought it was going to take a lot longer. I thought we were going to find like a bunch of hidden stuff that was wrong with it. Well, there's something hidden in the engine bay. That noise. Whoa, okay. So, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and put it into gear. See what it sounds like. Brakes are really soft. Let's go ahead and pump them a couple times. They're getting hard. The e-brake's still on it too. There we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try putting it in gear. I'm pressing the brakes. The brakes seem to be working fine. So, fingers crossed there's nothing wrong with that. Let's go ahead and just get her done. Ooh, the reverse cam works. It doesn't make any noises either. Neutral, no noises. Drive. Nothing really. You can hear the drivetrain. Put it in a manual. Second. Oops. Doesn't go into third. Hopefully that's just because it won't let me. Everything sounds completely healthy. I think we caught a big W with getting this car. That battery definitely needs to recharge because that thing did not want to start again. It's reversing. Let's go ahead and go forward. Yeah, it's definitely grinding. Sounds like it might be a little low too. Like the air in the tire, I guess. I don't know. We're just gonna keep driving it back and forth. Try and create some witness marks on the rotor. Yeah, it's definitely grinding on that front right or front left side. I don't know if you can hear it too well. Hopefully you can. But yeah, definitely grinding a little bit. But actually not that bad of a witness mark, honestly. Should we take it for a test drive? Let's clean it out. Let's put everything in the back, like the very back, so we can see if everybody wants to go on a little test drive. I'm excited. It does need some air, so I was right. There is a nail in the tire, though. I noticed that. But potentially, just patch it just for a little bit. Not permanently, but just for a little bit. Do you hear that? Sounds like it's literally in here. That's weird. Doesn't work. Auto doesn't work on those. Definitely needs cleaned. You can hear how sticky the windows are. So everything sounds good. Whenever it comes to turning and stuff. What if I did like a little, what if I turned it around? Just kind of get it moving back and forth a little bit. Definitely need to get that front tire aired up. You can just feel like it drag. This car feels like a boat. That's funny. Cool, we got it turned around. Let's check out this tire, because I feel like this tire just got... It's not that flat. Kind of feels like it's a lot more flatter than it looks. It also looks like that one sits up a lot higher. This one has like maybe like this much. Let's go see how much the other one has. No, actually that's the same. I guess maybe because the trim is off. That might be why it looks weird. But yeah, she's done. It's a pretty bittersweet day. The Corolla is no longer here, and that's because we just sold her. This is actually the guy's car that bought it. He drove the Corolla to his mom's house down the road, and he's gonna come back and pick it up. Look at this. This thing is sick, dude. It's a little Yaris with some chrome boys. So the Corolla was honestly my pride and joy for a while. I had a lot of fun. That car was how I learned about cars. That car was the first thing that I had ever really worked on, and it was where I got a lot of my knowledge from. It was the first project that I ever had that was like hands-on. You know what I mean? And I learned everything from that car. I learned that I love Toyota engines. I love JDM. That's where the love of it started. And I know Corolla's not JDM, but Toyota is, and it kind of makes sense. Anyway, if you were gonna get technical, do it in the comments. I don't care. But like I said, I learned to work on cars on the Corolla. The Corolla is a very simple engine, so it was pretty easy, and I gained a lot of knowledge from it. But I had a lot of fun with it too. I did plenty of road trips. I took my friends, we went out to the coolest places. So it is actually 3 days later, and we're kind of in a pickle currently. So the Mazda, the title is missing. I'm not sure what happened, but the night that we brought it home, I had my box of stuff, and I was so tired and so sleepy throughout the busy day that I didn't think about where the title had been for multiple days after that. And then whenever it came down time to us getting the title and getting everything switched over, I couldn't find anything. But with that being said, that means the Mazda is going to be sitting for a little bit. It does break my heart because I was so excited to finally start driving this car, because dailying the Z has become so expensive and so hard. And really, she's not made to be daily. It was never supposed to be a daily car. But she's actually more reliable than all of the other cars I have. So that's just what's going to happen. But tonight we're actually going to a meet with Taylor, Rocco, and possibly John. I'm not sure. But I did wash the Z whenever I washed the Mazda. But we're going to go ahead and just clean it up a little bit. And yeah, we got the Corolla here. Don't ask. I don't know what we're going to do with her. If I'm being honest, I don't want to get rid of her. But I don't know if I can keep her. So until I can afford to think about it, we're just going to go ahead and just move along. Got my duck shorts and my fresh, clean white socks all on the dirty grass. And I did wash this the other day, so it doesn't need any like super clean detail and stuff. But I am going to go ahead and clean the windows, tire shine the wheels, and where is my chrome polish? I don't know, we'll clean the interior too up a little bit. And then this is a quick detailer, so pretty much you just spray it on and wipe it off. We're going to use that. And I need to find my chrome polish. I would really like to make the chrome shine a little bit. But the meet that we're going to tonight, it is a little small town, little street crew meet with a bunch of people. So I don't really hold any expectations when it comes to this, but I don't expect it to be big. You know, last time I went to a street crew event, it was pretty small. It's just local people, so nothing too crazy. All right, we got the chrome polish, we got the leather cleaner, which I believe, yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and just take the rest of this cleaning stuff, oops, outside. So the chrome isn't actually that dirty, but I'm a little excessive. I like it to look nice, especially because this is a little car meet. I haven't gone to one in a little bit, so it'll be nice to get the tires looking all good. I'm not gonna do nothing too heavy, too extreme. Just polish them up enough. If anybody knows how to get off those little dots that are all over my chrome, please let me know. I've contacted a shop that does finishes on wheels, but they said they don't do chrome. I wonder if that's not something that's doable. But if you guys know, let me know.
wasn't in the real helmets or wheels.
It's the Kofifi twin turbo, dog. You don't know nothing about this. Guys, last night was probably some of the most fun that I had in a very long time. So we met up at the meet with Alex, Taylor, John, Rocco, and we hung out for a little while. Got a couple videos of some cool cars. We didn't really walk around too much. We were literally just talking the entire time. It was so fun just to like get out. It was cool. It felt nice. And then whenever we got done at the car meet, we raced to CC's Pizza. Had an amazing time at CC's Pizza. Stayed until they closed. Made friends with the workers, and they let us take as much leftovers home as we wanted to. John loaded up, as he should. Little growing boy. But it is the next day. I had a lot of fun last night. Honestly, I kind of like put my phone down and was just like really enjoying the moment because I haven't seen John in a long time, and I really don't get to hang out with Taylor like that. And I needed that. I've had a very stressful week, and that was exactly what I needed. So now it's Sunday. We're gonna go cruising, just hang out a little bit. So I'm at the gas station, and I look down, and my fan is not kicking on. And my car's just been sitting there for a while. It definitely should be kicked on by now.
God.
It's NA. It's done. Where's that coming from? That way.
Negative camber,
Right.
normal wheels in the back. Like this is one.
Oh yeah, I mean he's got it fully gutted with a cage. That thing is nice.
I fuck with the sunroof too. It's just a carbon fiber block.
Right.
That's so nice.
I like this carbon, like this.
The honeycomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of the name
that
of it.
looks sick.
You should sponsor me, even though I'm totally worthless. I'll put your sticker on my car. I'm pissed. That's funny. That actually sounds that ain't too bad at all. That's not bad.
Huh?
That's not bad.
No, not at all.
Do it again.
You know we need to go valet parking.
So I noticed yesterday whenever I was going to move my car that the Z was dead. In honor of Vlogmas, I did release some merch for you guys. The link is in the top of the description. Please go check it out. It would mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for being an inspiration to keep doing this and to keep going. This is honestly all for you guys, and I could not thank you enough for being here every single video. I've got a little holiday surprise for you. Before we get my car looking pretty festive with all of these Christmas lights, it is missing one thing, and that is something that can light up the night in a whole new way. That is right. Today we are talking about Oxydo headlights, and trust me, they are a game changer for your ride. Now, these aren't just any headlights. They are designed to be brighter, more efficient, and ready to cut through the darkness with precision. All right, so whenever you get your headlights, of course, it's going to come in a box. You're going to get your instruction manual. It's going to come with all of the hardware that you need to install it, as well as some gloves, because you don't want to get your oils on these because it can mess with the lights. And then it's going to come with your 2 sets of headlights. Those are so much better. So we got pretty late on us last night, and we decided we were gonna wait until today to do the Christmas lights, but it snowed outside. So I think the game plan is to just knock all the snow off of my car and then move it into the driveway. I don't have a snow scoop, so I'm gonna see if I can use this to get it off my car. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, it's not even frozen to the car. I thought it'd be like icy frozen. Nah. Anybody who sees this right now and is thinking, oh, she's scratching the paint, it could be so much worse, trust me. This little fly swatter idea was kind of smart. All right, everything's pretty scraped off. Let's go get the keys and warm it up a little bit and move this thing. All right, I am going to turn the heat on in the car and kind of just let it run for a little bit. That way some of this kind of melts off as much as possible. I'm also just gonna let the car get up to temp. That way it can kind of, you know, it's been sitting for a little bit. I had an idea. How do we feel about doing like half of the car wrapped in lights and the other half not? So part of my car is actually in the shade, so I think I'm gonna pull it back in the driveway some more, that way it can be completely covered. Is it starting to snow again? No, I think it's the wind blowing it off the trees. So we're gonna go ahead and move this back just a little bit. I'm also really not worried about using these lights on the car because I do plan on doing a paint correction soon at some point, probably in the spring whenever it warms back up. But yeah, definitely want to do a paint correction to this car. The plug-in for the lights is going to be through the hatch, so I might actually start it up here and go down. I'm not going to do any lights over the glass because I want to be able to see out of them, but I need to get all that knocked off. I wish I had a freaking phone stand. I left it at Taylor's house and it got lost, so I put my phone in the window of my house. I know you can't really see like everything at the bottom, but I'm just gonna do like a small time lapse of me wrapping it. That way y'all can still see the process. Let's go ahead and get this started. So I got done putting the Christmas lights on, and then I went to grab my phone out of the window. And whenever I grabbed my phone, I realized my phone died. And I have no idea how much y'all seen because I went back to look at the video, and it looks like it died as soon as I started recording. So we missed a lot. So I'm just gonna go over what we've done. So my camera died whenever it was in the window, but I got a good amount of it done. I started from the top, went down one pass, came back around, did it around the back a little bit, and then I came back over here, did this, It ended, went up, and I have to start the new one right here. I did want to do the front of the car, so what I think I'm gonna do is take this one, go all the way back up here, do a pass right here, then here, because I don't want to get the window, so then bring it back through here, do another line, and then come and go down the front. I don't know, I'll show you. I do still have to tape up some more spots, that way they're more secure. But so far, the tape that is on there is just like a little rough draft, I would call it. Gonna grab the other box of lights. Let's get to wrapping the other half. Let's go ahead and clip this into here. So I think how I'm gonna do it now is I'm going to run this line across the top again, do one quick little U right here, go back up the car, and then just go up and down the hood until it ends and try and get that nice halfway mark. All right, so now the car is done.